Yo, 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 what up, guys? How's it going? Curtis, thanks for the 2 month sub anniversary. We got a bunch of new people in here. What up, Harry? What up, Onesh? What up, Maddox? What up, Bryden, Audi, Raw, Uriel, Yavi, Mudbad, Exotic, Sam DePreez, what up? Red Spread Gaming, what up? Bryden, Solame, HD Gens, Devil, Cage. We got everyone in here today. We got a bunch of interviews that we're doing today. We're doing it on the fly. So we got, what up, Pog? Welcome back, welcome back. What up, Carlos? Got a bunch of dope interviews today. We're gonna talk with Noah Redacted first. And then we are gonna get into a couple of other projects, maybe Soul Invaders. We're gonna be talking to Rockin' Apes Club. And then we were gonna talk to Project Katarina, but I think they're switching it to Tuesday. So we are full steam ahead on the interviews today. What else do we got? We got a bunch of cool stuff in the works. And for all of you new people that are in here, we do interviews with founders. We talk to, we do leverage trades, which we can look at in a second before we do our interviews. We do big giveaways on Friday. So this Friday, we're giving away 10 Solana. We're giving away a $500 leverage trade. We're giving away an Alpha Dog NFT. And we're also giving away a $500 basketball candle. So if you're a holder of the JSGC, the Julian Sorokin giveaway card, you are automatically entered every week to win the things that we give away. We also give whitelists to all the people that hold the cards throughout the week. When we do these interviews, if they give us any whitelists, those go to the card holders. Yeah, so that's what we got going on here. We're doing, sometimes we do robotics and automation investing. We do, what else do we, oh, Curtis is going in. Curtis is going in. We do a little bit of real estate stuff, so we check out real estate. The whole point of the show is to get you guys into a position where you can make a lot of money, you know? So whether that is crypto research or NFT flipping or real estate, or my personal thing is I'm in real estate, I'm in crypto. I've been in crypto since 2012. So I bought Bitcoin at $100. And yeah, so that's what we do here. And we have our own NFT. If you type in !JSGC in the chat, you will get a link to go buy that. So yeah, today we've got our interview day. We're normally Tuesdays are interview days, but Discord was down, so that screwed up our whole thing. Masters of the Universe shirt today. Yeah, so we're building. The point of this all is to build the strongest and biggest community in Solana, and then we're gonna build the biggest community in crypto. So that's what we got going on here. You're here at the beginning. We're still very early, very, very early. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. What time is it? 11:05. I think I'm going to call Noah. So we got Noah Redacted coming on today. We got Noah Redacted coming on today. We have a packed schedule, so we'll get our giveaways and all that stuff in. But for now, we're gonna get cracking on with the interviews. And Noah is the founder of Wum.Bo and Strata Protocol. Let me see if he's ready. I can give him a call. Yo, Noah, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Oh, crap. I'm probably going to need to mute.
Yo, Noah, how's it going? Yep, mute the stream.
Yep.
Dope.
Muted the stream.
Yeah, otherwise we get that legendary feedback loop. Let me just pull up all of your links here. So we got, Noah is Noah Redacted on Twitter. I'm going to drop his Twitter handle right now in the chat in case you guys want to go follow him. He's the co-founder of Wum.Bo and Strata Protocol, which they seem like they're somewhat intertwined. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the way I like to think about it is, if everybody here knows Metaplex, that's like the protocol for NFTs on Solana. And then you have things like Solana Art that are marketplaces for them on top of it.
Yep.
Strata is the equivalent for social tokens. So basically the fungible version of NFTs.
Got it. So it's the protocol layer, and then you have Wum.Bo, which is more of the front end UI for Strata. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
They're two separate things because legal reasons.
Gotcha, gotcha. Smart. Yep. So that's a big part of actually what we can talk about today. So I think I'm gonna download it and install it now as we talk about it. So I think it'd be good if you gave us like a 30,000 foot view of what's going on with. I think we could just talk about Wum.Bo, but if it intertwines with Strata, we can sort of fluidly move between the two. And then yeah, we'll sort of dive in. I'll start making a social token, I guess is the whole point of all of this, or maybe one of the followers can do it because as I can see on the website, it's not just me creating it for me, but someone else could theoretically create a social token for me. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, and we could also just create a social token for, some random follower.
Oh, nice. There you go. That works. All right. So yeah. So
So
what is it from a 30,000 foot view?
So from a 30,000 foot view, it is basically the ability for anybody in the world to have their own token. So like I can have a Noah coin, you can have a Julian coin. It's this ability to launch a token around a person, idea, or a collective in like literally seconds. And then what you do with that is kind of up to you. We actually just added this feature today. We haven't even announced it yet.
Hmm.
But this bounties feature that basically lets you turn your token into what your time is worth. So
Interesting.
people can actually use it to like, crowdfund getting Julian to shout them out in the stream or getting you to come to their city or something like that.
Oh, wow. Interesting. And so would I put the bounty out? So I would say, let's say if you want a shout out from me, it would cost X amount of social tokens, and then people can uh, either put that amount in, or I guess could you group up theoretically, or to like fund? Well, I guess that wouldn't work because everyone would have to be incentivized for the same thing to happen, and that's probably a more rare
I
occurrence.
mean, it's useful, right? Like if you're a musician and your fans want you to come to Chicago,
Right.
your
So all the
fans,
Chicago people could put in to get you to go to Chicago. That's interesting.
yeah, so like it changes. It's kind of like Cameo, but like it's interesting to see what the fans want. Like instead of trying to guess what your fans want, they're literally telling you like right there
Right.
and using your token to kind of communicate what they want. And equally, like you can make bounties to say like one of my fans does this, and I'll give you some Julian coins. So it
Interesting.
goes both ways.
And then
Um,
how does this tie into this is just one of my first questions and then we can sort of dive into making one. But how does it tie into is there a marketplace and liquidity within the Wumbo extension? Does it go onto a DEX like Radium? Like how exactly do uh, once the social token is minted, how is the market created? Like the first pair, let's say USDC to Julian coin or Solana to Julian coin.
Yeah, so that's kind of the most powerful bit behind this technology. The fun thing about social tokens is like I'm Noah, nobody really knows who I am, so there's not going to be a counterparty to any trade,
Right.
right? Like there's no liquidity there. So we use this automated market maker called a bonding curve,
Hmm.
which like can sound really complicated, but it's really like poker chips at a casino. You put money in the cash register, you get poker chips out. You
Hmm.
put the poker chips back, and you get your cash back out. So what happens is you might say the formula is something like zero point zero 0.01 times X. And
Okay.
so the first Julian token costs a cent, but the 100th Julian token costs $1.
Got it.
And so they start going up in price as people buy more of them, but you can always sell. It's instant. You can buy
Interesting.
instantly.
And so if you sell, is it selling at the previous price in the sort of the bonding curve?
Yeah.
It goes
And
it
if you
goes a
sell a
step
bunch
back.
of it, yeah, and if you sell a bunch of it, there's a lot of slippage, right?
Got
Like
you.
if you sell the whole thing, it's going to slip it back
And
to a
is
deleted.
there so just so I can understand this cuz there not might not necessarily be cuz on the buyer side it instantly fills it, right? Because it's just uh buying and then increasing the price. If you sell a bunch of it, is there have to be there still doesn't have to be a counterparty? Is that I guess
Yeah.
it's the funds are in reserve and then it'll just curve down into zero
Yep.
essentially.
Yep. Exactly that.
Got it. That's super awesome. And then it says something about NFTs. Like, is this like a in addition to my social token? Is this just like a standard wallet where I can also store uh, Solana NFTs?
Yeah, so the fun part of this is Wumbo kind of exists to bridge this gap between Web 2 and Web 3.
Hmm.
So once you hook your wallet up to Wumbo, anybody on Twitter with the Chrome extension can actually see the NFTs that you have in your wallet. Like they can just like pop open this little, you'll see once you go to Twitter, but they can just
Oh,
like
okay.
pop open a little browser that shows them what NFTs you have.
Interesting.
Um,
And so should if I go to your account, I'm assuming,
yeah, I would refresh because I think you just installed the
yeah. Oh,
extension.
so I have to close the browser and reopen it.
Try
Oh, no, no, no.
refreshing.
I think it's happening. We got
Oh
something
yeah, there
happening
it is.
here. It's just loading up. I
Yeah,
got
so
a lot of tabs. All right, here we go.
you'll see I'm worth like I think I'm worth like 30 cents right
Yep,
now. Yeah.
29
Oh,
cents. It's
29
cheap.
cents. Did Solana go down? Check price. Bad price.
Soul is, yeah, well, I mean, yesterday it took a hit. Um,
Uh, but yeah, if you click that like little price tag there.
got it. Very dope. By the way, love the design. Very professional. Like, definitely AAA design you guys got going on here. Um,
That Matcha Design Labs, they're amazing. So if you like click the collectibles tab down there, you can actually see all the NFTs I own.
oh, nice.
Uh,
And is this just from one wallet, or can I connect multiple wallets to fill out my collectibles space?
right now, it's just one wallet per Twitter handle.
Gotcha.
Uh, and you kind of send the things to this wallet that you want to show off.
Totally.
But then right there, you can click the trade button and actually go and buy some of my token if you connect your wallet. But
Gotcha.
that's kind of the idea is to seamlessly integrate it into Twitter, so it just kind of feels like it's part of Twitter.
100%. Yeah, the only reason I asked that is just because I mean, it's getting more advanced now with like Matricia and stuff like that, but some of the Discord um, verification bots wouldn't let you uh, do multiple wallets. So like, or like you'd have to keep them separated and stuff like that, so you didn't get burned. So like, that was a problem for me where like all my NFTs are in different wallets connected to different places, and then Matricia obviously allowed you to, or now they support multiple wallets. So I think that's super interesting. But I would have like, I guess with this, I would have my wallet of NFTs that I wanted publicly uh, visible essentially, and then they would all show up there. So you're a Trash Panda guy.
Yeah, I'm a big Trash Panda guy. Very bullish on it. Well, okay. The Trash Pandas are great because like all of the new tech in Solana, they're pretty much the first ones to use it.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
yeah, I'm actually about to do a new kind of NFT launch with them on Friday.
Oh, beautiful. What's it called? Should we get in on it?
So it's
Or
actually for charity. So I don't know about the resale value of the NFTs,
gotcha. We'll
but
buy it anyways. We'll buy it and give it away on the stream, and we'll see what happens.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy. The mint is like the price is not fixed. It actually jumps around, which really f's with bots.
Oh, interesting. And is it a random, or is there a rhyme or reason to how it's jumping around?
So it's kind of like a cool off. So if a bunch of people mint, it drives the price up, but while people aren't
Mm,
minting, the price slowly falls down. So it allows
I
to kind of
love that. That's a very interesting way to spread it out and also curb the bots because they wouldn't be able to know if it's going to moon and they have to get in right away, or if this is just a temporary spike in activity and then they're going to get burned by buying it at the top of the market, so to speak. I
yeah,
like that.
it's gonna be super interesting. It's also just as a degenerate, it's kind of fun to mess with it.
I love that. So interesting. So there's supply. So how does it work with like the supply, all the like tokenomics of the redacted Noah token? Like, so I see there's a supply. Is that a fixed supply of 2,279, or is there an unlimited supply because people can just keep buying it, and that would just mean that the price is higher and higher? Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the trade-off you make with the AMM is there actually is no cap to supply, except for the fact that like, the price could go up to like, $100,000 a token and then probably no one's buying it anymore.
Right.
Um, but yeah,
So it would find an equilibrium in terms of price and supply because if it gets to a certain point, then people would probably start liquidating some, and then you would find that like exact balance of buyers to sellers, which would make your supply a certain number, essentially, or
Yeah.
hover around. Okay, I like that a lot. That's pretty genius. Um,
And then like the way you make money is it's actually really similar to NFTs. There's a royalty on it. So
okay,
when you use Sol to buy the social token, you can either take, well, you can do both, but you could take some fees in terms of Sol, or you can take some fees in terms of your token itself. It's really, really
interesting.
configurable.
And how does
Uh,
it work if, let's say, one of my people created the token for me? Does it store? Do I have anything to do with the royalty? Is it the creator that gets the royalty, or is it the personality that it's built around would get that stored until like they verify their Twitter name with Wum.Bo? How exactly does that work?
yeah, so as soon as a token's created, it starts collecting royalties. And then that actually kind of works to incentivize the Twitter account owner to actually come and claim
Claim
it.
it. Interesting. Okay, so it's tied to the account. It's tied to Noah, not the person who created the Noah token, essentially.
Yeah, the person who created the token is, in a better position because they got in super early, obviously.
Hmm.
They're the ones who created it. Um,
Oh,
but
wow. There's a lot of interesting economic and incentive structures here, for sure. I like that a lot. Because I could go to theoretically one of the bigger, uh, let's say, one of the bigger NFT guys, and I could be the first one to create their token. I can buy a bunch of them at the bottom because I'm the first person. And then as we start promoting it, they jump in, and now I have a bunch of tokens that were worth nothing and now they're worth a bunch of money. They got a bunch of royalties from it. Very interesting. And then also, which we talked about a little bit offline and was one of my concerns, was sort of the securities aspect to it. But if someone created it on my behalf and all I did was claim some royalty that was already accruing on my behalf, then I didn't sell any security. You basically, uh, what's it called? The Howey test? Is that what it was?
yep,
So the Howey test, just for everyone in chat that doesn't know, the Howey test is um, a set of rules by the SEC that determines whether something is considered a security or not, and it has to be all four of those things, which I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was in an article which I'll share with chat. Um, yeah. By the way, it says you're a suspicious user, but you're not. I'm assuming that's you in the chat, right,
oh
Noah?
yeah, someone was asking how to do it with Phantom. You just that it's not a wallet itself, the extension. You actually can connect any wallet. So you can connect Soulflare, Phantom, whatever other one
Oh,
that you
dope.
want.
There you go. Yeah, so it's WUM.BO. Um, and yeah, so it basically just pops up as a Chrome extension, and then any website, well, not any website. I'm assuming it's primarily for Twitter, or does it work on, like, if I went
It's
to, how does it, what integrations do you guys have so far?
it's just Twitter so far. So
Gotcha.
it'll when you go to Twitter, the buttons come up. We're gonna do Twitch probably at some point, which I think you'll appreciate.
Oh, right, right, right. That would be big as well. Right. Any front facing creator type of platform makes a lot of sense. Um,
But yeah, I think what this does is, there's a lot of focus on the creator economy from the creator point of view. Um, but this is almost like a new thing where you have fans being talent scouts and they're actually like financially
right.
incentivized to
Because
be
there was
around.
a thing, I forget, was it Bit Clout, which didn't really rub me the right way. Um, in
Yeah.
that like the creator would create their token and then people would like it just felt a little bit cash grabby, but the way you've architected this seems a lot more feasible basically, and also like it's not priced round where like I can just go say, hey, my token's $1 and I minted a bunch of them, and then I also am the biggest holder where I own 98% of the supply, and I'm just basically selling it to people and screwing them over. This is a completely different model where like I don't own the supply, I own the royalties on the supply, so I'm incentivized to keep making good content and to have more and more people buy into it, which increases the curve, which then increases the royalties that I'm making, and I'm not like airdropped a bajillion of the tokens that I can then just dump onto the market. If I wanted to buy my own token, I'd have to buy it at the price just like everyone else, um, which seems like a
Yeah.
much more fair way to operate it.
I think the other kind of issue that BitClout had was the tokens were super volatile. So
Mm-hmm.
like when you're looking at something like this where you're royalty based, the token has value when it's getting exchanged for things, right? Like the US dollar would be worthless if like every time someone got a new dollar, it, tripled in price. Like sure, it'd be great as a Ponzi-nomic investment, but
Right.
like the US government doesn't make money from the dollar going up in value. They make money from taxes, and they make money from taxes by having a flourishing economy,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so these things are kind of built for that. Like you want to be giving your fans Julian tokens for doing cool things, and then your fans give you Julian tokens for doing something that they want you to do.
Interesting. And is there, let's say now I'm on board, right? And I know that my community has created a token. Is there, uh, do I just do everything via this wallet and I say, hey, send me, like you were talking about getting people to Chicago, right? For a musician. Is there like I don't know, like a Kickstarter esque page where I can say, hey, if you guys give me, if we hit the goal of 1,000 Julian tokens, I will go to Chicago?
Yeah, so if you click that bounties tab,
Bounties. Oh, there it is. Okay, gotcha. I have to connect my Phantom. Let me do that. I'm going to change the screen so they don't see my password. Sneaky guys here. Counting how many keystrokes I make.
just post your seed phrase.
Right. Um, Sweet. All right. So, okay. So I can contribute funds. I can withdraw funds. Oh, interesting. So I can contribute and then withdraw.
Yeah, up until the point that like the bounty is complete
I love
and they
that.
disperse the funds. But like this is basically Constitution DAO too. Like you could say, hey, like we're gonna go buy the Constitution, contribute your funds to this, and then like everybody has a token representing how much they contributed. You form
Interesting.
a DAO around it.
I love that. That's super awesome. Okay. So you got a lot of stuff going on here that we got to keep an eye on this for sure. And so, what phase are you in? Are you guys like looking to start growing? Are you still building a lot? Are you raising funds? What exactly do you guys have going on?
We actually just basically finished building. Like bounties was kind of the last big feature that we wanted to have before we uh, you know, kind of got to utility.
Mm-hmm.
The focus now is growing, and then you're going to see this thing pop up in a bunch of places. Like Holoplex, we're going to talk with them. We're working with them right now and making it so artists can auction things on their own Holoplex store using their artist token.
Okay.
Um, we're going to probably talk to
Interesting.
squads about being able to create little, DAOs out of your token. Just all sorts of everywhere in the ecosystem we can put the ability to use these tokens, we're going to, and they're just SPL tokens. So like
Got it.
use them with the full force of anything that supports SPL tokens.
And does that mean that I could theoretically list it on a Dex Lab or some other decentralized exchange, or that it wouldn't really work like that because there's the sort of the AMM bonding mechanism?
It would work, especially with royalties and the fact that the curve increases in price. It at a certain point, it makes sense to buy the token from somebody else on a DEX versus buying it from the curve. If you're like really trying to if you're trying to
Interesting.
sell a huge amount of tokens, right? Like
Right. That makes a lot of sense. Hmm. That is very interesting. Chat, I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. Um, I got a lot to think about on this one. There's a lot of interesting and new things here. I haven't seen anything like this. Um, and so let's say I wanted to mint. I'm not going to do it. Someone in the chat can make my token. Um, but how would I go about creating? Let's say I go to
well, it's probably pretty harmless. I see crypto.com in the sidebar there. Just close the like the Wum.Bo window and you can actually just create a token for
Oh,
crypto.com.
okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay. Oh, sweet. So it's actually um, within Twitter, basically. So I could hit mint crypto.com. If this is your Twitter account, you can create your token or link to your wallet for free. And then how does verifying work? Oh, I guess there's a whole verification and claim.
Yeah, there's a whole flow for that. It's basically just Twitter OAuth, like you sign in with Twitter to
Got you.
prove that you are the owner. Um,
Perfect. All right, so I'm creating it.
and Solana's being a little bit of a slow Lana today,
Oh
so it
yeah.
might take.
Story of my life on here with Slow Lana.
It's yeah, I mean it's literally it's the rule of doing a demo. If you're gonna do a demo,
It's
that's
not
when
gonna
things are
work.
gonna just like Discord breaking on interview
Oh
Tuesday.
yeah, Jesus, that's a total nightmare. Um, this is very interesting. Are you guys raising a funding round by chance?
Well,
Did
we
you already
haven't done
raise a funding round?
yeah, we haven't done the announcement yet, but we did already raise a round. I've actually done a startup before, the bootstrapping route.
Oh, nice.
Um, I
Pain in the
recommend
ass.
the oh, yes. Yeah.
This is very interesting. So I don't know if Solana is going to let us. It should pop up in. Oh no, I guess
Yeah.
I linked a wallet, so the authentication would happen within Wum.Bo.
Yeah. I mean, if you're claiming a
Got you.
coin, it will go through eventually. We've got some very, very battle hardened code for the transaction submitting
Mm,
that just keeps spamming Solana until it finally gets the point. Um, I mean, it doesn't spam. It just like
right.
every second it sends the transaction if it realizes the
Oh,
transaction
nice.
got through.
And so,
Yeah.
question from the chat: Crypto.com would get the royalties if I'm correct. Yeah. So even though I'm the one creating the coin, my incentive is that I get to buy this coin at essentially $0 or whatever the mint price is, the lowest part, and then the royalties accrue to Crypto.com's page. So whenever they verify through OAuth, um, they would be able to claim the royalties. And is there a different royalty amount or it's a standard royalty amount?
Oh,
Um,
look, you need to approve the transaction.
I think I just did. I might have
Oh,
zoned out.
the
Did I click
screen,
approve or no? Someone in the chat
the
tell me what I
screen,
did.
I think.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, yeah, they'll get the royalties when they claim the account.
And what's the is it a standard royalty amount?
Yeah, right now it's set to 5% of
Okay.
their tokens. So, like they'll get 5% of their token. Uh-oh, navigated away.
No, 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 I got it.
Oh, it
Well,
went.
it's
Nice.
gonna you guys will see it in a second, but it worked. It says you created a token for CryptoCom NFT. Cool. And then is open your token name?
So Open actually, we don't own any of it. It's like a truly fair launched token. It has zero royalties. The idea behind it was just so behind the scenes is Strata Protocol, and what makes us really different from something like BitClout is we actually created networks of social tokens. We
Mm,
realized that like a single social token doesn't really generate enough royalties to say hire a developer to do something,
right.
but a collective of them that are all directionally bound together, now that's interesting. Like if
Mm.
you're an R&B music artist, you could make an R&B collective with 10 of your friends and all of you kind of share directionally.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
so Open Collective was just the first collective, the default one to put people on, because when
Got
you
it.
bind your token directly to Sol, we give you a ton of freedom, and that freedom is not necessarily what you want for something consumer facing. Uh,
Interesting. And so theoretically, I could create a NFT influencer token of which 20 of us NFT influencers would get together and uh, take part in all of the profits and the growth of that token. Essentially, is that correct?
Yeah, and like a cool way to think about these is also sub DAOs. So like we recently, if you guys are familiar with the Grape community, there's a Grape token.
Yep.
Grape is now a collective, and all of their sub DAOs are social tokens in that collective. So like you can
Interesting.
basically model things like an organization. So if you made like an NFT influencer token, you could have a bunch of NFT influencers that have their social token based off of that NFT influencer token.
Right.
And now when people go to buy Julian token, they have to buy the NFT influencer token, which makes it go up in price.
Interesting. I love it. I think this is definitely one of the more interesting projects that I've seen uh, in crypto and also specifically Solana. So I'm is okay. So here's the other question: as an investor, you guys raised a round. Is there any way I could get action on Wum.Bo as a company, as opposed to not only being a user of the protocol? Is there a way to trade on Wum.Bo's success, or is it a fully private company with equity, no token, and all that stuff?
I'd say the best way, I mean, Wumbo isn't necessarily taking a position on collectives, but by default, it kind of creates people in the open collective. So
Got it.
the
So
open
the open
collective,
token would be a good potential tracker of the value of Wum.Bo in the greater sense.
yeah, more so the people on, like the people that are on Twitter getting social tokens created for them right now. It's almost a directional bet, like an index fund, if you will, on all
Mm-hmm.
of those creators.
And then is there
Wumbo is
a
actually entirely fees based. And so that's like we just, have a fees wallet that gets split with the investors.
got it? And so is there a master royalty that's sort of above the each individual one, where Wum.Bo, the company, or Strata, the protocol, makes money?
So Strata actually doesn't make any money at all. At a pro are no fees to us. That 1.5% fee you see on Wumbo is literally in the UI. We add a transaction.
Got it.
Um, it's mostly
Oh, right, the
because
Wum.Bo fee. I see it.
I strongly believe that the way this thing grows is, the same way Metaplex grew. Metaplex hasn't taken a fee in their life.
Right.
Um, the reality is with these collectives, people are able to actually raise funds on doing a social token project. And so pretty soon here, you're going to see all sorts of, we put social tokens on Twitter, but somebody else is building something that is, for professional networks, kind of like LinkedIn that also has social tokens. And imagine if you could keep recruiters from spamming you by putting a price tag on what
Right.
it costs to message you. And then, your token holders are speculating on what it should cost to message you.
Very interesting. I like that a lot. Actually, it's funny that this actually just reminded me. I own tipbutton.com. So if you ever want to uh, buy that or license it out, we could do a white label version. I've been trying to find a home for that domain for probably 10 years. So it's one of
Oh, you
the.
just have to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I used to hoard domains, so I ended up with like a ungodly amount of domains that I pay for. Applepayments.com, if anyone's interested.
Wow,
That's another one of mine. Yeah,
man,
can't
you
do
smart.
anything with them. I'm locked in. It's too funny. But yeah, I love what you guys are building. This is very, very interesting. Um, let's see, is there anything that we didn't go over? I'm going to play around with this a little bit more on stream. Maybe not on interview day, but we'll do a day where we can rally a bunch of the troops and maybe decide that we're going to uh, pop off. Maybe we pop off redacted Noah token and we just see how we get on doing that. Sweep the floor.
Please do. I'll take the royalties.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there anything else that we didn't cover that you think would be good to touch on, or did we sort of get everything?
No, I think that's mostly it. I think Strata is kind of more developer focused. So if any of you are launching token or tokens, I can definitely help you out with that. But Wumbo is definitely the more consumer facing
Totally,
thing.
yeah. So Strata's the developer side of it. It's almost like Metaplex, Holoplex, where even though they're different companies, Metaplex being like the protocol layer, and then Holoplex is like the UI version for non-developers to access all of the goodies.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, guys in the chat, I saw a couple questions. Where do you hold the token? You hold the token in the Wum.Bo extension, which will show up sort of like how Phantom Wallet shows up in your extensions tab if you pin it. Um, just like that, it looks like this, and it's a wallet. And yep, that's how that works. Let's
Also,
see. Yeah,
fun
go for it.
fact, all of your all of your Wum.Bo tokens, because Wum.Bo only works when you're like Twitter, but
Right.
all of your Wum.Bo tokens are going to show up as collectibles in Phantom.
Okay, cool. So if you connect your Phantom wallet and then if you're not on Twitter, Wumbo will not do anything. It only activates when it's on Twitter or in the future Twitch or YouTube whenever they support that. But while all your tokens will show up as collectibles within your Phantom wallet when you're on other websites like Google. Dope. Awesome, man. Thank you so much for your time. And I think as you guys move forward, love to have you back on. And maybe we'll do something with Julian Sorokin token. We'll see if anyone mints that for me, and if we need to go buy a bunch of those and get it started. But I love what you're building. This is definitely one of the more interesting technological projects that we've had on the stream, and the design also is killer. You guys crushed it.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, Sorokin token has a nice ring to
It
it.
does. I think maybe that's what we're gonna call it. So we're gonna get that going, guys, in the chat.
All
Um,
right. Thank you so
awesome,
much
man.
for having me on.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
been,
Thank you for jumping on. This is dope. Let's keep in touch, and we'll see where this goes. Big things coming for Wumbo.
yep. All right. See ya.
Awesome, man. Have a good one. Peace. Dope. That was cool. Rolls off the tongue. Sorokin token coming to a wallet near you soon. I like that. It's a little like a little thing right here, a little tab. We're gonna move the chat back to its home. A lot of cheers and subs today. Yeah. So you guys can mint the token. You guys can mint the token. It doesn't have to be me. The royalties are attached to my Twitter, but whoever mints it and starts doing it gets to buy it at the cheapest price, basically. That was very cool. I'm going to turn the music back on and get ready for our next interview. Who do we got?